Reading for Life is a mentoring program for children between the ages of 13 and 18 who are involved in the criminal justice system. We work with them by teaching them a set of virtues or a virtue theory, and we work through that and have them internalize that by reading young adult fiction. The virtues come from two different sources, right? The first that's important is Aristotle. I mean, he is the preeminent Greek philosopher. From him comes the virtues of justice, prudence, temperance, and fortitude. He wrote those out actually in the Nicomachean Ethics, which Nicomachus was his son. And so this was a father's advice to his son about how to have a good life. Fast forward a couple of centuries, and we also rely on the work of Thomas Aquinas. He believed that Aristotle's virtues were the right direction, but he added three of his own. And Reading for Life uses those as fidelity, hope, and charity. When we put these 7 virtues together, what's really exciting is we take those 7 and we go back to how Aristotle instructed his son to use them with something called the golden mean. So it's not enough to be a loyal person, which we define as fidelity, loyal, right? Because if you think of it in the mind of a teenager between the ages of 13 and 18, loyalty can be to an abusive boyfriend. Loyalty can also be to a gang culture, right? So it's not about using fidelity to its extreme. It's about creating levers and measuring them all in moderation. If you think about one of our virtues, which is fortitude, which we defined as courage or bravery, all right, or being the rock in a storm. Well, that's a beautiful idea, but being too courageous, well, it leads to risky behavior. So you have to make choices, prudent choices, one of our other virtues, when you're talking about using fortitude. So it's not necessarily teaching them to be hopeful people. It's teaching them to be hopeful people while they're also thinking about justice. When Aristotle proposed this to his son, it really was under the guise of, what does it mean to have a good life? It was an instruction manual to have a good life. And when you turn these things around on a teenager and you say, and you introduce virtues with that question, what does it mean to have a good life? Then you've stopped telling them what to do, and they start their own journey towards, what do I want out of the life that I have?